God bless siblings. So I want to get into this dream I had 2 mornings ago. I believe it was 2 mornings ago. Um, and it had to do with Cali. Well, it had to do with, it was like a post-apocalyptic type scenario. It seems like part of America was already destroyed. So I was with a younger kid, a younger guy, maybe in his mid 20s or something like that. He looked familiar. He looked like somebody that I worked with a long time ago, but at the same time, it wasn't him. I was with some guy. I don't know. I don't know if he was a believer in the dream or not. Nonetheless, so I'm in this post-apocalyptic um, scenario. Like buildings were destroyed, things were looted. I'm, I'm walking over rubble, just that type of stuff. And I'm with this guy. As of uh, from what I seen, it was just me and him. And we were walking, and we seen these stores. We seen these houses, and we were scavenging. We were rummaging through anything we could find to for supplies, whether it be food, weapons, you name it. We were just going through it. And I remember he left his bag. I want to say on the dumpster, if not at some type of table, but it was outside. And he was scavenging something else. And I had looked at his book bag, and I saw he had money in it as well as other things. And I took the bag with me, but I didn't take it to steal it. The thought had crossed my mind, but I was like, no, this is, whoever this guy was, I was with him scavenging. But I understood that that was the mentality at that time, was take any supplies you can. If someone has it, you take it from them. Now I'm scavenging with this guy. He's over there some distance scavenging, maybe a block away or so, scavenging. But it was, the buildings were all broken, so I seen him from afar. So I seen this building, I guess, that had been looted. It looked like it looked like a store, um, but it would look like a warehouse too. It was weird. But anyway, so I go in there. I had no book bag at the time, so I go in there and I'm like, oh man, what kind of supplies can I gather? So I saw this closet type shelf thing that it looked like no one had went in. Like it was that part. The place was looted except for that portion. So I opened and I saw a bunch of stuff. I saw a bunch of drill bits. I'm talking about like um, 12 foot to 2 foot long drill bits, and they had a sharp point. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna take these because I was thinking I could make a weapon out of it. So I took those. I found a couple other things, and I was like, man, I can't carry this around just on my own. So I found this book bag, and it's funny. I think it was a Disney book bag. It was like, maybe it was like this color, um, kind of like wheat color, brownish. So I found that book bag. He comes back and he's like, "Oh, he's like, oh, what you find?" I show him what I find, and I told him, "Oh, look, I found a book bag, so I could keep stuff in there." Then I found this other closet that no one, another drawer dresser that no one had got into. I took some supplies, put them in the book bag, started walk. We walked back outside, and I looked from afar, and I didn't pay attention, but I looked like a mile away, and I saw California. So I was on the border of California somewhere. Um, I don't know which portion of Cali I was in. I think Nevada's next to it, and Washington, but I don't think I was up north where it was cold. But anyways, I was somewhere on the border, and I was like, well, let's go scavenge over there. And I looked at it. I saw the Cali. I was like, okay, let's go scavenge in there over there. But I wasn't paying attention to what happened. And he said, no, we can't go over there. He said they've been hit with a plague. And the way he was explaining it to me is that they were hit with a plague that was very contagious and will hurt you and kill you. And he was like, you don't want to. He was like, you don't want to go over there. And I knew that just touching somebody who had this sickness, it would get onto you. Um, so when he said that to me, he said, plus look at look at what's all going over there. And when I looked again, it was almost like there was this. How do I explain this? It was almost like, all right. So you know how in the book of Exodus, there's there Egypt, and then there was Israel, and Egypt had the plague of darkness, but Israel didn't. Where they were staying at, they didn't have it. So it was daytime over there and it was nighttime over there. They were hit with a darkness. So if you were in Israel, you could see that they had darkness. Like there was like this. It was almost like a curtain, a see-through curtain, a veil. So when I looked over there, I saw this veil kind of showing where Cali was, and all these meteors were just I'm talking about bombarding California. On top of that, there was no electric there. I understood too. He was explaining that to me. He was like, "There's no electric. The contagious sickness that was there." He said, "Look, they're getting bombarded," and it was crazy that when I looked, only from where I was at, only California was getting hit with this plague with no electric. I mean, the place where I was at was destroyed. Buildings were destroyed, but you still had electric over there in Cali. From when I was looking, it was like a mile away, but I can see. Maybe even in my vision kind of zoomed in to Cali, and I saw this veil. I'm telling you, I can't. It's hard to just. I'm losing my words because of how bad they were getting hit by these meteors. Like, it was like God's wrath was on Cali, and He was sending thousands and thousands and thousands of meteors to destroy that land for their wickedness. And I understood that they were so wicked that that to God it was so wicked that He was allowing this to happen. So if I were to go over there to Cali to go scavenge, I was putting myself at risk. And he was explaining to me, you don't want to go over there. Again, he mentioned this crazy sickness that was almost airborne type stuff. And I saw that he was like, you don't want, he kind of like explained to me, you don't want to touch nothing that's over there. Like, it'll hit you. Again, so there was no electricity, I'm assuming no water. The place was destroyed and was continuously getting destroyed. So I'm seeing this from afar. I'm looking at the sky. Meteors ain't coming to where we're at, but meteors are hitting specifically Cali. It was like whatever punishment was going to Cali, an extra punishment, I should say. So buildings were getting destroyed, explosions. It was really bad. So I was just like, oh wow. So we kept on scavenging in the area where we were at, but Cali is going to get hit so bad. And I would see these meteors come as they were falling. There was a distance, some were close. But again, there was like this veil, there was like this filter, and I would see these meteors boom and destroy these buildings, and poof, they would fall. Another building, boom, another building, another building. They just kept getting bombarded. And if anyone was in there hiding, these meteors were shredding. It was shredding Cali, and I knew once I saw that, I knew we don't bother going over there. So that is the dream. Pray about this. Take this to the Lord. If you're in Cali, pray that the Lord, if the Lord protected Israel, He can protect. Through the punishment, He can protect His people who are in Cali. But I just want to let you know, it's bad. So God bless you guys. Get out of there or